Well, the debate about what is appropriate for music at Sunday worship has raged for decades now. And while it has, many people and communities have adopted novelties and new approaches without waiting for it to be resolved. Like most debates, this one has become very polarized and it just seems to go in circles. And since I'm not a liturgist or a theologian, I don't feel like I can break any new ground or offer anything new in that aspect of the debate. But I do think I have an analogy which can provide some insight that we can all relate to and that appeals to my experience, which is in filmmaking. Some filmmakers will begin to explore the question of musical accompaniment for their films before they even begin to shoot or edit. Music is so significant in setting the pace and tone for the film that it has to align with the filmmaker's vision from the very beginning. It can make or break the effectiveness of a film's ability to capture the emotional investment of its audience. This is done by choosing or composing music that is designed to reflect the circumstance of the drama that is unfolding on the screen. So if it's a comedy, you'll want something that is lighthearted, and if it's a drama, you'll want something that is dramatic. When it comes to Sunday worship, we should be choosing and composing music that is appropriate and reflective of what's happening, which begs the question, what is happening? Well, Sunday worship is about growing in our faith by hearing the Word of God, and then by commemorating and recreating the Lord's Supper. And if your particular church doesn't do that, you may want to find one that is more connected to the historical faith, because communion, or the Eucharist, has always been central to Christian worship. Now, if you're unsure about that, then I'd invite you to do some reading about the Didache, which was a first-century document that described what the earliest Christians did when they gathered for worship. Another really good source is Justin Martyr's Apology from the 2nd century, which provides a fairly detailed account of what Christians believed about communion and how they observed it. The Last Supper is this moment in history in which Jesus fuses the profound meaning of the sacrifice of the Passover lamb with the sacrifice of his own life, which would release not just a people from slavery, but the entire world from sin and death. This is arguably the most important moment in all of human history, as Jesus establishes this ritual that signifies the heart-wrenching sacrifice that he's about to make. This is the drama that unfolds for us every Sunday. And with that in mind, can we ask ourselves, what kind of music should accompany this drama? If I was trying to capture the essence of it, thinking like a filmmaker, I would choose music that is stirring, troubling, epic, and intensely spiritual. I definitely wouldn't choose something that is lighthearted and trivial. I've been to communion services where the music selection sounded like it would be appropriate for the opening credits of a Woody Allen movie. When we do that, we signal to ourselves and everyone else who is the least bit impressionable by the way we gather on Sundays that we don't take this seriously, that we're just playing at religion on Sundays. If we really believe this stuff, then we would demonstrate it by commemorating it in ways that reflect the gravity and significance of what it represents. So to drive this point home, take a look at this scene from The Passion of the Christ. I've swapped out the original music with a style that I've heard far too many times on Sundays, and then ask yourself if you think it's appropriate and if it's an improvement on the original dramatic score.
Kabilule wa okulu inau kishmi ilikomi hiv pila stay nadmi brita khadatha bihibiakum waqrati imashla khatai.
If you thought that was ridiculous, then maybe you're starting to appreciate a perspective that wants to make church music more reverent, more profound, more epic, and less trivial. So if you're a music leader or a songwriter, let's aim higher. Let's produce music that is worthy of the drama that unfolds for us every Sunday.